Today's One Shot is brought to you by NexusDigitalComics.com. On this week's One Shot, have you ever wanted to make your own game? I tell you about a few game making apps. I'm RJ. Let's get to it. Alright, so Nick and I are making our own games. We don't have the budget or the time to create a full-scale game, so we're looking at making a couple indie games. And we've done a lot of research on who to go with, what program to use, and here are the results in some form. I thought it would be helpful for you guys. As a synopsis, I'm going to start with kind of the cheapest, easiest, and work my way up to the cheapest, hardest, best kind of thing. So we're going to start off with GameSalad. GameSalad is readily available online. You can download it for free and try it out. If you do want to put your game to market, then you'll need to pay a yearly subscription to do so. But even then, it's I think $200 now. So it is definitely feasible. GameSalad is literally a drag and drop situation. If you're not a coder, then there is no code to be found here, really. You don't have to worry about that. You just make your art content, you make your sprites, that sort of thing. You drag and drop different rules and behaviors for your characters, your actors, and you build a game. Having said that, it is rather limited. Again, you're not doing any code, so there's no room for making anything yourself. Of course, there are prefabs, and you can borrow from other games and that sort of thing to help you get going quickly. And that's really the upside to GameSalad, is that you can get going quickly. It allows you to publish to iOS devices, HTML5, Android even, and of course desktop apps. And it is cross-platform. All of them I'm going to be talking about are cross-platform. That was very important to me. I'm a Mac guy, and Nick is a PC guy, so we definitely wanted to have a game maker that is cross-platform. GameSalad is appealing to me, but again, the limitations, hopefully we can do a step better. The next one would be Stencil. It's Stencil with a Y instead of an I, and that is also cross-platform. They're a little bit on the new side, but they're a step above GameSalad in my opinion, because it is a little bit more flexible. It's a little harder to learn. There's a little bit more of a learning curve because of that, but it allows for a little bit more independent, a feel. You can break some of the rules, make your own rules, so it's a little bit more flexible in terms of production. So that one I definitely highly recommend as well. I think that's the one that we're going to go with at this time. Besides Unity, and I'll get to that one. That one's a more grown-up game maker. So Stencil, definitely look into it. It's very similar to GameSalad in that you can drag and drop. It just has that a little bit more complexity to it, which you can screw up if you're not really into code or into learning how to use it, to manipulate it. So GameSalad again is just a simpler thing. If you just want to get a game going in the next couple days and have no coding skill, you can probably do that with GameSalad. Stencil's just a little bit more, but it's improving all the time. They have announced that they're going to be releasing for Android and HTML5 in the near future. I think it's actually in this quarter that they're going to be doing that. So look for an update soon. Again, it is cross-platform, so go out and check it out. The next ones, I guess I will talk about GameMaker. GameMaker has been around for quite a while. It is Yo-Yo Games is the maker of it, and they are kind of a lower budget Unity. Again, I'll get to Unity. It's the last one because it's the last of the indie. It's the most complex of the indie game engines as it is right now. So Garage Games, it does have a lot of support though. It was PC only for a long time, I believe, and there have been a lot of mods and prefabs that are made for it. There's a lot of support. So if you have a little bit of coding skill, if you're not totally unfamiliar with this world, then go check that out if you haven't already. It could be the one that you want to go with, GameMaker. It is more flexible, but still has a little bit of the drag and drop capabilities. So go check that one out. Again, all of these are very inexpensive. I think Garage Games is somewhere around $200 or something as well, but I don't think it's an annual. I could be wrong at that. Maybe they take a percentage when you publish to iOS devices or whatnot. It also does, Flash. Most of these do Flash export as well, but Flash is kind of dying off a little bit thanks to Mac and their iOS, not supporting it. Next, I guess I would talk about Torque. Torque 3D. It's by GarageGames.com if you go there. Torque 3D, 2D, and i2D, I think, are the three flavors of software. Garage Games has bounced to a different set of hands recently, so it's been a couple years, but we're not totally sure what that means for the Torque engine. Torque, some people stay away from because it has Torque script. It has its own scripting language, and so it's not completely compatible with like CSS or I'm sorry, C# or JavaScript. So you have to learn a new language, although it's very similar. If you know ActionScript for Flash or whatever, that won't intimidate you. But again, it is a more complex thing. There are some good prefabs and whatnot. There's a good marketplace of people doing that. So if you have a little bit of coding talent, and again, you may have been around the block or know how to do this, I don't think it would be much of an obstacle to use Torque and to learn the scripting language and to use some of those prefabs. It is something that I have considered heavily, but I do believe that I'm going to be growing past past the indie game, hopefully into like the Unreal Engine 4, kind of thing. And to do that, I don't want to have to waste time learning a specific language that I won't use in the future, when I grow larger. Plus, if I ever want to, revamp some of these games that I've made, the indie ones, then I'd have to completely start from the ground up, basically, because I can't salvage any of that code. It's not a huge obstacle if you have someone who knows what he's doing, but I'm not big into code, so I would rather learn one code and have it last me, for a good long while as I jump from engine to engine. But it is a very powerful engine. I am impressed with some of the things that come out of it. Again, you can go online for any of these and play games or look at their gallery of games to see examples of what has been done on them. The last one is the one that's most popular, most well used, and most versatile, but also the most complicated. It is almost a full-blown gaming engine. It is geared towards 3D, although 2D can be done as well. That was one thing about the Torque, is that they have specific software for 2D side-scrollers and that sort of thing, because in a 3D engine, to do to limit that and to do a 2D scroller is actually kind of complicated. To do like a fighting game, say, that's a 2D fighting game, it's rather complicated in the 3D engine. But having said that, there's a lot more flexibility. You definitely have to know code, though, for Unity. Again, there are a lot of prefabs available, which allow you to get further into your game quicker, into the creation of it. There are things like targeting reticles and behaviors for over-the-shoulder characters and stuff like that, and just basic bones that effectively work as a drag and drop. But you definitely need to know the code in order to adjust them and to fit them to your game, to adjust all the variables, whatnot. But if you're interested in making games and you don't have a huge budget, maybe you're alone, but you're not afraid of coding, definitely check out Unity. It is awesome. I really can't wait until we have a few more people helping us out so that we can tackle a Unity game. It is complex enough that to do it on my own in a year or something would be pretty hard. I'd be pretty hard pressed to do it, especially when I have all this other stuff going on. But Unity, again, the most flexible. I think it's if you want to get the full-blown version, it's around $1,000, but you can get it for free and start learning and creating, and then you just need to buy the license once you want to put stuff to market. So again, it is pretty cost effective. I mean, $1,000 is nothing when you start thinking of Unreal Engine 4 and like Maya for content creation. But this is under $1,000, kind of thing, and it's a really great engine. So if you're interested in stepping it up a notch and really going for the gold, then check out Unity. I guess that's it. My of choice is probably Stencil at this point, and Unity. So you've got the Stencil is the easier and Unity would be the more complex. We're going to be tackling them both, but I pretty much guarantee you that you'll see games that we've made through Stencil rather than Unity first. So that's it. If you have another game engine that I overlooked, I know there are plenty out there. I am trying to do the multi-platform stuff, but I'm willing to take a look at some of the Windows only or Mac only. So let me know if I missed anything that you love, and I'll take a look. And that's it. Thanks, guys. Leave comments. I'll be sure to get back to you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.